Oh, this looks like the interrogation. What do you want me to talk? About Sony 35mm F1.8? Okay. Think, imagine, and then focus. Keep doing it without a break. The idea is random words, choppy image, a single melody that can exist in this world through the unique thinking process. When this idea is in our mind, it's just nah, forget about it. It's nothing. It doesn't even exist. The idea will have the reality and come out to this real life only when somebody recognizes it. We need to put a great amount of time and concentration to give it a life. That tough work starts from when you wake up, and when you're washing your face, making a breakfast, cursing the Monday, fighting with your partner, and of course, even when you're dealing with a private business. After you made a exhaustive effort on a thinking process, as the result, random words start finding lovers each other to be one sentence. Choppy images decide to unite themselves to be one big sequence. Those children who are given a new life. But still, we need a physical gravity to get them out from the mental world. Exactly. That's why we need gears. How's it going, people? Welcome back to another new episode of The Gears, and thank you for tuning in again. So I'm happy to be back on this series, The Gears, with a new setup. How do you like it? Yeah, I like it, and I love making this series. So it looks like Sony decided to release a new G Master, which is 35mm F1.4. Once it's released, I'm thinking making an episode about it. But did you know Sony had normal 35mm F1.8? Well, before you buy this 35mm G Master, I feel I kind of should give some spotlight to this normal 35mm. If you're wondering between this new 35mm G Master and normal 35mm F1.8, watch this video until the end. So today what I'm going to talk about is Sony 35mm F1.8. Okay, as always, from now I'm going to focus on three major points. First, the look, how it looks and how I feel about it. Second is autofocus, how fast is this? And third is image quality, how sharp is this and what's the color like? Alright, first, the look. So no need to say, this is very small and light in Sony E mount lenses. It weighs 281 grams, which doesn't bother me at all when I'm shooting outside. Plus, the size, this allows you to have high mobility. Just walk in and stop to shoot and walk again. And actually, the size and weight makes it possible to shoot with one hand. I felt that when I actually filmed the intro b-roll with this for this episode. And about the build quality, the body is beautiful, shiny and smooth black, but touching feel is a little bit plasticky. The feel is pretty much same as the 50mm f2.8 macro. It's not that bad, but not super good. And it has focus hole and AF/MF control. This control is a little bit small for me. When I was actually shooting and tried to switch from AF to MF without looking, I struggled for a while. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit bigger. So to me, there is nothing special in this build quality of this lens, but in my opinion, at $700, I think I have a right to expect more, like the aperture ring, some extra bonus, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, this is as usual, just normal Sony E mount lenses. Like there is normal series and G lenses and G Master lenses. So this is classified as just a normal Sony E mount lenses. But when I think about that, yeah, this is, yeah, okay. I can't complain anything. Alright, next is autofocus. As always, I did AF speed test. I timed how fast this lens focused on my face. So it was 0.7 second average. Well, I said this many times before in this series, but no matter how much it is, Sony genuine E-mount lenses autofocus is every time very fast. The minimum focus distance is about 22 centimeters, and even if you get so close to the lens suddenly, the focus is so fast and accurate, which is very impressive. Also, when you switch from one object to another object, the focus catches up with it so well. But in a low light situation, when the distance between the lens and the object is short, it doesn't work well. Well, I guess this is the money talks part. But in total, this autofocus ability is reliable and fast and and accurate enough, same as other Sony E mount lenses. Next. Okay, last one is image quality. So this 35mm is considered as standard focal length. Well, this range such as 35mm and 50mm is very comfortable to shoot because it's very similar to the sight through our eyes. So a good thing about having a 35mm prime lens is that you can communicate with what you shoot. If it's portrait, you and your model can have a nice conversational distance. You can talk while you're shooting. If it's the object, you can observe it carefully when you shoot. If you want to get close to the object, whatever it is, you actually need to get close to it. If you want a wide shot, you have to step back. So 35mm can let you have a physical relationship with photography. But about portrait, get some telephoto lens for now. So next one is sharpness. Well, I have to be honest, this lens is not that sharp. But this also can be taken a good soft image for somebody like me. So just let's take a look at some footages. So first of all, the image is very nice and clean. The line and the edges are very clear. Also, we can see a lot of details, but it's not too sharp, not too crispy. The balance is very good. But to me, when I think about this is a prime lens, you know, the sharpness and resolution is kind of less than my expectation. Also, like this photo, sometimes it has weird purple and green edge. And when you zoom in a little bit, we can realize that this lens is not that high resolution. But actually, I don't really care about those fringes and resolution when I shoot personally. But definitely already at this point, because of those things, I don't choose this lens for some serious work such as commercial and making films. But like I said, I like soft image. Well, I think I said this in the Sony 24 to 105mm video, but I prefer the soft image, which allows me to do my style photography, my style kind of nostalgic photography and cinematography. So with that being said, I'm okay with this resolution and sharpness. But also, in my opinion, it doesn't have a particular strong point as prime lens in this section sharpness. So at this point, personally, I can't think of any special reason to get this lens. Oh, by the way, this time I borrowed that lens from people who I know, which I already gave it back to him. So the sharpness is like this. So now, what about the color? So next one is the color. Well, while the sharpness is not what I expected, the color is what I expected. Sony lenses including this have a very good color balance. Nothing is particularly weird, strong or weak. I think every color is depicted well. Well, this is why I like them. Especially I like how this lens expresses the sky and water. It reminds me of Sony 24 to 105mm f4 and 20mm G lens. Also, the saturation is well balanced and dynamic range is not that bad. Details in shadow, highlights can stay enough. You can have many options in post-production. So there is nothing that I'm disappointed about, but also there is nothing especially great. To me, it feels like the average Sony color, which is good by the way. So next, portrait. So like I said, this lens is relatively soft, relatively soft, and the line and the edges are clear and the color balance is good. So I'm pretty satisfied with the portrait on this lens. Skin tone is very smooth and natural, not too harsh, which I like for portrait. And sharpness in hair is just right. It's flowing, nice and smooth, creamy, buttery, you name it. Also, it has a good amount of bokeh. By the way, not bokeh, it's bokeh, alright? Bokeh, not bokeh. Bokeh. You can do f1.8, which is a very huge weapon in the portrait. Okay, the last one that I'm gonna talk about is low light ability. So definitely this f1.8 is very huge in low light situation. In photography, it's amazing. Details in shadow are capable of being recovered in post-production. Of course, some noise will come along, so you'll have to deal with that. But the image is totally fine and usable. In videos, pretty much same performance as photo, but noise will be larger in here, especially in shadow. So we might give up some details in crouch shadow. Now I am ready to conclude. Okay, conclusion is, considering all aspects of this lens, we better wait for 35mm G Master, but only if you go with 35mm Prime. So actually this time I filmed the intro b-roll and took many footages with this lens. Of course, there are a few things that I liked about this lens, such as definitely the size and weight. The mobility is so good. It makes this lens so easy to handle. And aperture f1.8, also huge, but except those, I can't think of any special features about this lens. Like the sharpness is not what I expected as the prime lens, and the color is good, but it's just the average. So I haven't tried 35mm G Master yet, but at this point, I think I should wait for that, even if it's double price. Even when I need 35mm prime, I don't choose this 35mm f1.8. Or Sigma 35mm f1.4 is also good choice. It's around $800, which is a little bit expensive than the 35mm f1.8. When I think about between the Sony 35mm f1.8 and Sigma 35mm f1.4, definitely, even if it's heavier, I'll go with Sigma. I made an episode that Sigma 35mm before, so if you're interested, go dig in it. And here, how 35mm G Master performs over those two 35mm, this will be interesting. Is it worth paying double price of Sony and Sigma 35mm? So like I said in intro, once it's released, I'm gonna make the episode about it. Stay tuned. But the true value of a lens, is it just image quality? That's it? Sometimes the true value is buried deep inside of a shell by economic control. You're the one who decide if it's primary or secondary. Okay, this is it. If you have any questions about this lens, don't hesitate to leave the comment below. And if you have any requests of next gears, also leave the comment below. So today's topic is very much it, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this gear, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. さあ、というわけで久々のギアーズ終わりましたね。そう。びっくりしてる今。いや、もし、どんぐらいの人がこのギアーズを最後まで見てるかわからないけど、今びっくりしてない。この、ほら、俺のブログとか見ない、見ないで、このギアーズとかを楽しみに待ってる人は今びっくりしたと思う。そう、最近、ブログの方では、ちょくちょく日本語を喋ってて、で、多分今英語字幕がついてると思うんだけど、で、思いのほか、コメントで結構好評だったんで、日本語で英語字幕でも全然いいねっていうコメントが結構来てて、まあなんか、嬉しいというか、まあ、ね、俺自身もこう楽だし、喋りやすいんで、ちょっと日本語でやろうかな。まあ、ギアーズ本編とか、ザ・シーンズ本編の方は、まあもちろん英語でやるんだけど、この終わった後のこの感じは日本語でやろうかな。もしかしたら、チャンネル登録とかさ、1万人とかいったら、ほら、セカンドチャンネルとかさ、作って、そっちの方では、要はこういう、ギアーズとかザ・シーンズとかみたいな、ああいうシリーズがあるでしょ。その後に、撮影秘話じゃないけど、なんつうの、BTS でもないけど、なんか、アフター・ザ・ショーみたいな感じで、ちょっとこうベラベラ、ノーカットで、音楽もなしで、なんか日本語だけ喋って、もちろん字幕はつけるんだけど、そういう、雑談みたいなやつを上げていこうかな。どう？よくない？もしここまで、見てる人がいたら、ちょっとどう思うかコメントして。1万人いったら、OK、まとめるよ。1万人いったら、